What does it mean to truly see another person? Rembrandt van Rijn spent his entire career asking that question, and he asked it most urgently not in paint, but in the intimate, almost whispered language of etching. Today, we look at three works that trace that lifelong pursuit. In 1636, Rembrandt was in his early 30s, already celebrated and burning with ambition. This etching of the return of the prodigal son captures the exact moment a broken young man collapses before his father. Look at how Rembrandt works with light and shadow in this small printed image. The father leans forward, not in judgment, but in instinct, arms reaching. There is no grandeur here, no theatrical stage dressing. Just two figures, and the overwhelming weight of forgiveness offered before it is even asked for. This early work shows Rembrandt already understood that the most sacred human moments happen in the body, in posture, in the way one person bends toward another. 18 years later, Rembrandt returned to sacred encounter with this far more technically complex print. Christ at Emmaus combines etching, engraving, and dry paint, and the result is a tonal richness that feels almost like candlelight made permanent. Two disciples sit at table with a stranger who has just broken bread, and in that gesture they suddenly recognize the risen Christ. But notice what Rembrandt chooses not to show us. No halo, no celestial glow. The recognition happens in the faces, in the stunned stillness of ordinary men. Compared to the emotional urgency of the prodigal son, this image breathes slowly. Rembrandt, at 52, was learning how to let silence do the work. This later etching, attributed to the 19th century and carrying Rembrandt's long shadow, gives us simply two figures. No biblical narrative anchors them, no parable explains their presence together. And yet something about their placement, the way one orients toward the other, feels deeply familiar after everything we have just seen. Whether this work is a direct copy, a homage, or a meditation, it asks us to consider what Rembrandt's followers took from him. Not technique alone, but a conviction that two human beings sharing the same space is already, by itself, a subject worth the most careful attention an artist can give. Across these three works, spanning nearly 2 centuries of influence, a single idea persists, that the most profound things happen between people, in the small geography of proximity and gaze. Rembrandt did not paint gods. He showed us humans in the act of recognizing one another and taught every artist who came after him to look the same way.